My program today is very simple. America cannot grow out of its crisis under its current tax scheme. The progressive income tax kills investment, penalizes achievement, subsidizes illegitimacy, and rewards dependency. My program is a flat 25% final retail sales tax. No more IRS forms. IRS is eliminated, abolished. The 16th Amendment is repealed. Harvard did a study on it. Contrary to what all the opponents are saying, when you take the massive regulatory burden of the progressive tax scheme away from manufacturers and producers in this country, prices will hardly raise nil, hardly at all. They're saying you're going to put a $100 bill, $100 coat is going to cost $125. The chairman of the economics department at Harvard did a study and says not true. He said the cost of complying with the tax code in America is so expensive and costly that when you remove it, these companies will have so much downward movement, they'll reduce prices that don't get that market share. So, but now listen to this now. This is the key to it. No capital gains tax. No tax on savings. No tax on education. No tax on investment. No death tax. But there's one real big one. 25% border adjusted tax. Hear me. Everybody pays. Right now you have people that are on subsidies, getting SSI, who are selling narcotics, trying to make a living, avoiding the tax code. They say the rich don't pay. Why should the rich pay? If they can get around it, the law is available for them, they utilize the law. But you see, under the scheme, how can the rich, if the rich, they spend more money than the poor, they would be taxed more than the poor, but everybody would pay. Now, the collective genius, if there's any left, in Washington, would have to put together the safety net where those who are under the poverty limit would maintain their documents to show their income, and they would be eligible for subsidy under the program just like we have now. Bottom line is, I'm going to make this statement with a little our alliance review, okay? If the United States of America does not do this, America is going to implode. Maybe within 15 to 20 years, you will see independent states develop. I predict Alaska may be the first. They have their own revenue stream. Their land mass is bigger than most European countries. I predict that you will have a great struggle with states who are donors, with states who are recipients of the national tax scheme. But if you're a company, and everybody's saying, I hear these politicians, I hear these talk show hosts, they're saying corporate greed and trade policies are the problem. The reason American companies have left is the United States tax code has made it impossible for them to make a profit in America. So they've gone where they can. Our Congress has driven our companies away. So the first element. Now the second on the trade policies. If in fact you are protectionist, what will that do? If you develop a strict protectionist program, what will it do? The backlash would be what? Catastrophic. Under the current tax code. But when you go with that consumption tax, Social Security and Medicare is made whole, adequately funded. Everybody, everything you buy, 25%. But hear this, no more withholding. It'll encourage people to work. The more they work, the more they keep. They don't pay tax on it. They save, they don't get hit over, they don't pay tax on the interest. You see, this, what no one understands is the progressive income tax. What I am saying is this. All of these issues that are being talked about today that are supposedly the contributors to the demise of the United States of America are nothing more than symptoms. The root cause is the structure, the economic foundation of that tax code. That tax code's got to be thrown out. Get rid of those son of a bitches. No, hear me. Those bastards. Who basically say their only weapon was their fear factor against the American people. And see, everybody looks to see how members of Congress vote. To me, that was funny. I looked at the ability of a member of Congress to shut the fucking Congress down. That's how mad I get. I'm not making this statement out of egocentric feelings of great self-worth, okay? You see that $800 billion stimulus bill? I would have raped that bill. I would have brought a hell of a lot of money back on that bill, or that bill wouldn't have come off the ground. And let me tell you what the key was. It wasn't just attacking the bill on the floor. I was able to get on national TV, and I had a lot of people that supported my views, and they called those committees. That's what changed the burden of proof, not Congress. That wasn't in the bill. The people wanted it in the bill. It came so loud that they were afraid that the bill would be insignificant without it and put it in. And this is what you had to do on that bill. You had to be able to get on TV, and you had to get people around the country to say, hey, wait a minute here. I have a lot of things still going on. And I'm going to give you a little tip right here. I may announce within the next 30 days one of the biggest projects in the history of this region. That's all I'll say, because it may not happen. I don't like to say things that don't happen, but when I tell you something's going to happen, it happened. Like a sports arena everybody laughed about, like the baseball team, pigs will fly. I built all those bridges in that valley, all those highway projects. There's never been anybody come through prison with the animosity that I have to the federal government, with the money to be put against me, being targeted by the American-Israeli Public Affairs Committee, who basically controls the Congress of the United States. I'm their #1 target.